Welcome everybody to Robert Sarazin Blake, the kitchen table. From the kitchen table, I'm Robert Sarazin Blake. This is, of course, the kitchen table. Here we are, episode 2, the end of March. April's coming up on Monday. I can hear the birds singing. It's actually a beautiful sunny day here in Bellingham, so I'm wondering if anybody in Bellingham is going to tune in on such a beautiful afternoon. But we decided to go a little earlier. Today we're going at 4 o'clock instead of 5 because Sir Elton John gave us a call. He said, Blake, love what you're doing over there, but I want to do a show 9 o'clock East Coast time. Could you bump your show up an hour so that we don't conflict? I guess he's a big fan. Elton John is... just a little humor for you there. Here we are at the start of the show. And we're, of course, going to light the candles as we did last week. And light them again. Light a candle here. This is for everyone we've lost. Come on with me now. Well, now, we're going to be all right. 4 people in my town of Bellingham, Washington, most northwest corner. Let me get this candle going here better than that. And snub this out here. Candle's going. Hang in there. It's going to be all right. We'll keep an eye on it. And a candle for everybody who is suffering. Loss of work, loss of connectivity with other human beings. And of course, yeah, that's going in very dim over there, but let's see if we can make sure that is really happening. Well, trying to not start a fire here. This is kind of exciting here. Last week it went poorly, the candlelight, and this week is even more troubled. I'm going to switch to the wooden match. I got these matches when I was with my, empty there, with my Aunt Nancy in New York, and but we're back to these matches here. These are signature home quality matches. And struggling here to get this part of the program dialed in. You know, the Catholic priests make it look real easy. And I'm realizing that it's not easy as it seems. So, oh yeah, it's going to happen though. Why don't we do it like this? Everybody is watching a man light a candle and doing a poor job of it. There we go. Something's happening. Once again, this ritual that I've started that is not going that well here, live into the world. Okay. Nothing like live show here. Once again, I thought it would be nice to light some candles, and we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. Let's just dig that wax out there. Any requests already? I guess the request would be to actually accomplish lighting the candle, which is my personal request. May have a wax situation be part of this here. Yeah. This is the show. This is the show. A man lighting a candle. Nice flame here on the match, don't you see? Okay. We are going for the... we are failing candles left and right. I got 2 more matches here. And that candle is still going at a very modest amount. And we're lighting candle number 2. Once again, for those who are suffering, we're lighting this candle. And we're down to 1 match. This part of the show is suffering, but I'm telling you, I've worked hard on the music this week. I got some songs prepared, ready for us. I guess I could have worked harder on the candle situation. But this is, you know, it's a 2-hour show. We have time for this. Everybody it has to be home. This is candle 2 for people who are suffering. And we're going to go candle number 3 here. This is for gratitude and for hope. And we have hope that these candles will stay lit. Gratitude that they've stayed lit as long as they have. This one is not doing well at all, but I'm committed to this. I'm very committed to this. I have to go get more matches. It's just right over here. Not a problem. I've got a matchbook here that says audiodes for the audiodes. This is 2 matches here in this one. John Elliott makes a podcast called Audiodes, and using his matches, I've been hesitant about these matches because I only have 2 left, and kind of a special thing. John's not a smoker, but he makes matches, and he's a candle supporter, I guess. I'm a candle user, not a good one. Have you ever in your life had so much trouble with a candle? I've never had so much trouble with a candle. And we're still lit back there. This one seems to have a flame. I've dripped wax all over the apartment. Woo! All right, people. Thank you for sticking with me on that one. I've warmed up with all of that difficulty there. Once again, we got a candle here for those we've lost. We've lost 4 people to COVID in Bellingham. We've probably lost some in your town. And people are suffering. Candle on my left, your right. People are suffering, so we light a candle for the suffering. And in the middle, we light a candle for hope and for gratitude. Because in all of this, there are things to celebrate, but we have hope in the future. We're going to start out with a song by my friend Eric Peterson, also known as Mischief Brew. Eric and I put out a split record 15 years ago, had this song on it. Father bought the farm, we sold the farm, mistook his blood for rusted charm, sold his ghost as an antique to the city. Kids today can't hold a spade, rest in peace you old weary trade. In this world there's no place, such a pity. Well, the barman shakes his head and fills my glass, says you're living in the past. Why preserve a dying craft and its misery? We sigh and say another modern man would have property, not land. Hold out this battered hand. Will you listen? Come sit down, we're lamenting yesterday's sad ending about the water in the whiskey. The brass passed off as gold, another round. We're descending into old-time memory of a day when wood was wooden, silver, silver, gold was gold, sweet home was home. My son's got a wood stove in his second home, runs off gas but looks like oak. Hell, it even gives off smoke and glowing embers. There's a quilt hung on the wall, reads home sweet home, below some wise words from Thoreau. They call me a throwback when I say remember. Come sit down, we're lamenting yesterday's sad ending about the water in the whiskey. The brass passed off as gold, another round. We're descending into old-time memory of a day when wood was wooden, silver, silver, gold was gold, sweet home was home. Some of these tools are artifacts, endangered species, left the tracks that lock me up behind plastic glass in the city. There's no going back for me. This antique's rusted eulogy shall be sold as folk artistry. Such a pity. Still I'll never understand. Will they all long use their hands to build a stead that will always stand? An old-time country, but settle for white rooms with hollow doors, paper ceilings, plastic floors, luxury boxes where they're stored in what once was country. Sit down, we're lamenting yesterday's sad ending about the water in the whiskey. The brass passed off as gold, another round. We're descending into old-time memory of a day when wood was wooden, silver, silver, gold. Come sit down, we're lamenting a century's sad ending about the water in the whiskey. The brass passed off as gold, another round. We're descending into old-time memory of a day when wood was wooden, silver, silver, gold was gold, sweet home was old. very much. Song by the great Eric Peterson, also known as Mischief Brew. Thanks for tuning in here. We got some things to talk about this week. We have some, we're going to get to the books. So we're not just going to do that just yet, but I told people that I was going to read part of A Path Between the Seas, and we're going to talk about that. So I'm hoping you out there also have a book report. We did take some notes on that, actually, that, let's just see. Over in Mullingar, Sarah said she was reading Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential, and up there in Abbotsford, Liz and Janelle are reading the memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. We hope they made a few pages turned this week in their captivity, and their lockdown, and their wind down. And Adam in New Zealand requested this song last week. Thought I'd give it a go now. Just stopped raining, and they both made it over to the car that was locked. He let her in, she reached over and unlocked the side. The button made a snap. He said, I think I could fall for a girl like that. They drove back hoping the car would keep going. When they hit the town, the wheels would keep rolling. Something in the way she sat, he was fine. The urge to keep on driving. She was caught up and didn't try to hide it. She got under his skin, deep down inside it. She said, I don't care if our love won't last. He said, I think I could fall for a girl like that. The time was short, but they both kept ignoring. He made the stew thick, she kept the fire roaring. They were up on top of mountains, wandering. It just didn't seem like dusk was coming. They made love one last time in a park where they'd been swimming, snuck in the trees, came out glowing. He drove her to the station, kissed goodbye, turned away, said, I wonder if we'll meet up some other day. She sat in the hallway and waited for the plane. She started to feel sad, and then she felt nothing, just a void between where her lover had been and the new life to which she was going. I saw you in my dreams last night. You still come around there from time to time. It's good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by and say in different ways, goodbye. Thank you very much to Adam for the request there in New Zealand. Adam in New Zealand. I'm wondering if Adam in New Zealand is connected with the person who wrote in once that said they saw us in Astoria, Oregon from New Zealand. David, anything I need to know about in the comments over there? Or should I just charge ahead? Anything coming in that's critical?
Everyone's pretty happy that you got the candles lit.
Candles are lit, they're staying lit.
Brian Carbo would like to know if Jefferson Hamer is joining.
Jefferson Hamer is joining. We have different guests. This is our weekly show. It's a 2-hour show, and I'm going to play about 45 minutes or so, and then Jefferson will be on, and we'll go back and forth and swap songs around the kitchen table here. So just sit tight, or don't sit tight. Just come back in half an hour. If JH is what you're after, I don't blame you. He's one of my favorites. I got a phone call 2 weeks ago. It was the phone call I've been waiting for perhaps all of my folk singer life. I got a call from Sarah Lee Guthrie. Yes, Arlo's daughter, Woody's granddaughter. Sarah Lee Guthrie, the great folk singer in her own right, called me and said, "The Bernie campaign has asked me to come sing Which Side Are You On? But I want some updated verses. Could you write a few verses? By the way, I'm driving right now to the gig. I need them in an hour." I've been waiting my life for this moment here when I would be called upon to provide new verses. So I got to work, I made coffee, I wrote a bunch of verses, and Sarah Lee Guthrie did indeed sing at a Bernie rally. Got aired last week. You can look it up, Sarah Lee Guthrie, Bernie rally. It's Bernie's COVID speech, and at the end of it, Sarah Lee sings this song. She also asked Mike and Ruthie of the Mammals to write some verses, and near as I can tell, all of my verses ended up on the cutting room floor. Hey, nothing wrong with that. It's an honor to be asked. So I'm going to sing to you now verses from the cutting room floor. Schools all are closed, Broadway theater too. Leadership is failing to give us any clue. If you can get a test, the results take many days. But then your family has it, we're living in a haze. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? The choice couldn't be clear. This moment that we're in, universal health care is how we all can win. Your health is my health, is her health, it's true. Insurance plans fail us, it's time for something new. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? You're feeling alright, cupboard's full of food, but your sister got it, and she passed it on to you. She couldn't see the doctor, because she couldn't pay the bill. A stitch in time saves 9 when a handshake can kill. Which side are you on? 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 I went to the hospital, I had the COVID. Hospital said no treatment without the MONIE. Breathing getting heavy, heartache setting in. Couldn't get no insurance with my precondition. Which side are you on? 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 This is no time to despair. We need courage and good cheer. Old vision from a leader to guide us out of here. Shall we build universal health care, or retreat to a past already gone? Two roads lead from where we are. Which side are you on? The question for each one of us. Which side are you on? Two roads lead from where we are. Which side are you on? The song that I played last week, a song you can hear on my website, Not Me, Us. I think we'll get out this week. We're waiting on a few more details. My God, it takes forever to get anything done, doesn't it? Even when you have to stay home and work on it and you can't do anything else, it still takes a while to get things done. But I'm thinking this next week it will come out to your ears, so stay tuned. I certainly will be letting you know. And speaking of staying tuned and letting you know, if you have a Facebook page and you're watching me on your Facebook page, you can just press share, and then this concert will share with all of your friends out there in the world. So, would you do that? Would you share? Let's have some more songs. David, any news from the people?
Nick Holwinger gave you a donation and asked, remember when you played Minot, North Dakota?
Yes. Nick, did you end up running for office? I had a t-shirt. I just retired the t-shirt that said, why not Minot? I just retired it. So, Nick, that'll let you know, and the world know how many years I keep a t-shirt. I think, it kind of was the fun t-shirt, and I wore it various places. Then it became the gym t-shirt, and then eventually it was like, the t-shirt was falling apart. My why not t-shirt. I like playing Minot. I want to play it again when I can get back on the road again. I'll travel by train again, and I'll take the train from Seattle, stops in Spokane in the middle of the night, goes through the Rocky Mountains. Beautiful ride. Sometime the next day you land in Minot, North Dakota, and you get picked up from the train station. I remember being so wobbly from doing this for a couple of days, and then go play a gig in Minot. And the next day, get back on the train. The next stop is Minneapolis, Minnesota. The train tour. Then you take the train to Milwaukee, play Milwaukee, back on the train, take it down to Chicago, play Chicago. Take the train south, get on down to New Orleans. Hearts go out to everybody in New Orleans, our friends down there, Karen and company. Chris Acker and the Growing Boys. Stay safe, everybody down there in New Orleans. Take what you got, and it turns into a memory. A memory's all you got. You keep it like a family. Go to another place, like an island or a century, where the leaves stay red and the morning don't come early. Where I'm waiting, it's true. I'm waiting for you. You take what you need, and the passing time will turn to seed all water and all weed, all my growing garden, when the fruit it blooms, all pickle and preserve. And when you return, I will offer you my burden, saying I've been waiting, it's true. Oh, I've been waiting for you. With another in your hand, if the green turns black, if the dirt shifts to sand, we'll return to the earth. Sweet fruit decaying, 3 dry tongues, one love note saying that I was waiting, it's true. Oh, I was waiting for you. off my record called A Long Series of Memorable Nights Forgotten, which we're all having a lot fewer of now that we can't go out and get together and have parties anymore. No, we're just sitting at home, and you can have a drink or two by yourself, but after that it just loses the flame. That's off my record, A Long Series of Memorable Nights Forgotten. The Belfast Sessions made that record with the great piper John McSherry. And now I think at the moment a lot of people have been waiting for a little bit of a book report coming your way here. We got a note. David, what's going on?
The good people of the internet would like you to check the candle on the sill. It looks like it's burning. Is that a burn mark on the wood above the candle? Asks Lisa Cusick.
Yeah, that's a concern. Okay, we're going to relocate this candle. This takes a community effort to everyone stay safe. How's that going to look? Safety break. Talk to the landlord about that later. I'll fix that up. Maybe we'll move this one too for some. Oh, it's quite slippery in my hand. I'm going to let you know that right now, but we're going to make it. There it goes. All right. Okay, how's that? The dual candle. Is that working? We got a vibe going? Okay. You see that one's lower anyways there. This is Black Moon Gin, Canadian gin, but my German friends, they had this gin. They said it was the best gin they've ever had, Black Moon Gin. So we kept the bottle. We remember that party we had in the garden back when we used to be able to have parties. This is a pathway between the seas, as I told people last week. Those little libraries, you had little boxes, little free libraries in neighborhoods, and you put a book in, you take a book out, and when I picked this up, I thought, I'm the kind of guy who enjoys a little historical nonfiction. That's the kind of guy I am, which is not true, but it's a guy I'd like to be. So, we must go forward in life, and so I picked up this book. And last week I pledged to read, and I did. I read the foreword, and then what I was kind of excited about, this is the story of the building of the Panama Canal. And this line right here resonates with this moment we're in. It was a profoundly important historic event in a sweeping human drama not unlike that of war. Apart from wars, it represented the largest, most costly single effort ever before mounted anywhere on Earth. The most costly single effort ever before mounted anywhere on Earth. Sounds like what we're going through right now. And then this line, once again, it marked a score of advances in engineering, government planning, and labor relations. And I recommend we all get on board with what Naomi Klein is talking about, that things that were not possible become possible in times of crisis in her book Shock Doctrine. And she talks about what the choices we make to get out of these times of crisis depend on what ideas are lying around. So let's use our best ideas. Let's use ideas that have the well-being for everybody in mind. Where are we? This one goes out to Brother Ted, great Bellingham radio DJ. Tune into his shows. He does local music shows. He's the calendar man, and he does all these. He plays every week. He does a show where he's playing a song from a band that's playing a gig in town that week, and it's all over the place, from folk to punk to jazz. He's playing all kinds of music, celebrating live music. So calendar man gets a little vacation, I suppose, at the moment, because there's no gigs going on anywhere other than on your TV. And I never thought I'd be a guy performing for you on the TV, but I've become a TV guy. Ted requested this one. Parents getting older. Parents getting ill. I don't have any kids. I wonder if I will. If I had a second life, I might do things differently. I love the life I have. I love to see what I can see. The freedom of the lonely night. Okay. I'm not 22. I live like I am. No job, no wife, no house. kiss away the girlfriend. All could change so fast, maybe it will. I'll try to keep a distance, trying to get my fill. But the freedom of the lonely night, okay, 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 okay. Freedom of the lonely night, okay, 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 okay. Try to walk in peace. I've broken a few hearts. There was one that's scattered, believing greatness comes. The lonely mind at night, just trying to be good. And I'm reminded as I sing that line there that this is sort of the Sarah Lee Guthrie theme show, because about 10, 12 years ago, I was in Dublin. I had the night off, and Sarah Lee Guthrie was playing at the joint where everybody plays in Dublin. I wouldn't think about it in a minute. Can't think of the name off the top of my head, but she was playing that bar that everybody plays. And upstairs, she was doing an interview before the gig, and I was hanging out just in the shadows there, trying to see if there's any, buffet kind of situation or something like that, pre-gig buffet situation, keeping an eye out. There wasn't, but I'm always keeping an eye out for the pre-gig buffet situation. But I was sitting in as she did the interview, and afterwards I said, Sarah, that was a great line you had there in the interview. She said, what? I said, that line you had that line. Greatness comes from a lonely mind. I said, this beautiful line. She said, you can have it. I took it. Thank you, Sarah Lee. Anything goes when you're good and gone. I think I know what's happening. I love it when I'm wrong. Whispers in my ear for whom the bells chime. My mother's voice at sundown. I know it's time for the freedom of the lonely night, okay, 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 okay. Freedom of the lonely night, okay, okay. We had 2 babies born this last week or so. I want to give a shout out to these new babies. Our friends here in Bellingham, John and Savvy, have a new baby, Arwen. Welcome to the world, baby born in the time of COVID, the time of Corona. And also our friends Aeneas and Noah had a baby called Rosetta, little Rosetta up there in Vermont. So I want to say welcome to the world. We're going to send a tribute out to those new ones by playing an Aeneas Mitchell song here. I never felt so high. I never felt so high. Think I'm coming down. And I never laughed so loud. I never laughed so loud. Think I'm coming down. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Think I'm coming down. Please, please don't leave. This feeling, not yet, not yet. I never felt so high. I never felt so high. Think I'm coming down. What's the word there from the world, David? We got David Penderloffen on the tech. He's the drummer of the band, but he's had put on a different hat for the moment, and he's helping make sure all this information gets into ones and zeros and gets out on the stream. And he's looking at the comments. What's the word?
Well, people really like the new altar vibe from the candles.
Good. I altered it to create the altar.
Hey. Salamander Cinco says, I only read one chapter in my book.
Well, that's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's a chapter. Let us know if it inspired some cooking. I mean, Anthony Bourdain should inspire some wonderful cooking. So, Sarah, let us know. And also, I wanted to say to Nick and anybody else, part of my hope with this show is that when we're allowed to join other people in the same room, let me know if you want me to come and do a show in your living room. You might not know how much fun it can be. Salamander Cinco put on the most fun house gig in Ireland, in Mullingar this year. David was with me. We had a blast. So if you're out there and you want me to come to your town when I'm allowed to come to your town, be sure to write me a line now while we're thinking about it. I'll put you in the spreadsheet and drop a line when we're freed. What else is the word?
In the meantime, Britt would like to hear Parents, Zoe, and the Little Disappointments We Swallow.
Okay.
Britt Lindgren.
Played her wedding. We do weddings, you know what I mean? I don't think people to cancel their weddings, but that means they're going to have to be reorganized. I want to let you know, David is a great wedding band drummer, one of the best. What time do we have?
4:38
Oh,
Pacific.
we'll get to those requests after we get Jefferson on. We're going to get Jefferson on after this song. My name is Patty. I'm called Peckadon. My cry is for all, and all for one. I walk the road, I never run. I'm the last of the traveling people. With me banjo and fiddle, me arm and a song. I sing for all people who do me no wrong. If others despise me, I just move along. I know I'll find friends in the morning. About 10 years ago, Jefferson Hamer, who's in his Brooklyn apartment right now, around his kitchen table, ready to join us. He and I, we had a tour. Well, it wasn't a tour, maybe it was just a couple gigs. We played a couple gigs. We met in Buffalo, and somehow it worked out that we were in Anais Mitchell's car. I don't know why we didn't have a car. We had her car to drive from Buffalo to New York with gigs along the way. And previous to this tour, sometime previous, I had received a MySpace friendship request. Do you remember MySpace? Mike Miranda was the guy who said, Blake, you gotta get on MySpace. I got on MySpace, and I got a request from Brady requesting my friendship. I noticed that Brady lived in upstate New York. Okay, great. I tour upstate New York. And then I noticed that Brady's favorite musician was Pecker Dunn. I thought, well, now that's a conversation starter. Pecker Dunn, the great traveler, street singer, Irish musician. I said, anyone whose favorite musician is Pecker Dunn is someone I want to be friends with. I wrote to Brady. I said, well, I see you like Pecker Dunn. I said, I tour upstate New York. Maybe you put on a show for me in your town. Brady wrote back and said that was possible, and I laid out the parameters. You know, I said I need a place to stay, need dinner, and I need a fee. Now I have my pride, so I'm not going to come out and just tell you what that fee would be. I have to have my pride. 10 years ago, and I was with Jefferson, and we were going to do the show together. So it was all lined up. Brady put on the gig, and it was in a Mexican restaurant. Jefferson and I arrived. It was kind of a weird scene, you know. In Olean, New York, very small town, upstate New York, Olean, New York, at a Mexican restaurant where they had shark on the menu, which just didn't seem like the right thing to order. And we did not order the shark. Jefferson had the rojo, I had the verde. The rojo was prego. It was not good. It was bad. It was very, 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 very bad food. But we, you know, what are you going to do? Food is food, and we were grateful for the gig. Of course, there was hardly anybody at all at the gig. Well, actually, there were people there at first, but by the time we played, a lot of the people had left. Not by the time we started, they left, and that's when we found out that Brady, the promoter, was 16 years old. All their friends were 16 years old, and they all had to go home by the time the show started. So it was just left with a handful of people at the Mexican restaurant. We played the show uneventfully to just a few people. And Brady's parents were there, nice people. They became our friends, and this is when we got the word that Brady's boyfriend was going to be the one who was hosting us that night. Now, I've been on the road for a long time, 10 years at that point at least. Now, I've been out another 10 years, and let's just go with 10. At 10 years, 100 gigs a year, that means 1,000 soggy couches I've slept on. And I just can tell, when you're told that you'll be staying at the boyfriend of a 16-year-old girl's house, and you just know the scene's going to be a bunch of young men who are playing video games, drinking beer, and smoking cigarettes deep into the night, and then when they're finally done playing the video games, you get to sleep on the couch. You can see that Jefferson and I were not in the mood for this. Besides, we'd heard there was an Irish bar in town, and we thought we would go check that out to lift our spirits after something of a soggy gig. But first, we had to secure a place to stay. We didn't want to stay the boyfriend's house. The boyfriend wasn't allowed at the gig because Brady's father had said if he ever saw her with the boyfriend again, he would kill the boyfriend. This also made us suspect, and we wanted to go to the Irish bar where the father worked. This sounded like our kind of good time. First, we had to find a place to stay. We went down the street. Somebody said there was a B&B. We knocked on the door. The guy came. He said, well, how much is it for a B&B? And by chance, do you have a room with 2 Bs? So we don't have to share a bed. You get to a certain point in life and you don't want to share a bed with another man. You will do it. On the road, it does happen. You know, when you're with a girlfriend, the wife, you spoon. When you're with a bandmate, you fork. But it's just so much nicer to not have to fork. You just have your own space. And we talked to him, and well, he said it would be $100. $100. Now at this point I said, well, we just played a gig at the Mexican restaurant and we made our fee. What's okay? I'm going to come out and tell you. Our fee was $100. That's what our I had my pride, and then now I've let you know that my pride is down. The fee was $100. We were paid the $100 by Brady, the 16-year-old promoter, even though nobody came, and we kind of felt bad taking it, but we took the money. And now we are at the B&B. The guy says a room costs $100. He said, man, we just played. We only made $100. Jefferson had a big idea. He said, how about at this B&B, we only pay you for the B and not the B. $60. $60. We got some beds worked out, and we made our way down to Sean Patrick's Irish Bar. We walked into the bar. We had a guitar. The barman said, can you play that thing? I was the owner. Sean Patrick himself said, can you play that thing? We said, yes. He said, can you play Irish music? We said, yes, we can. And he said then the bar's motto, and I'm not sure if I can say it, so I'll imply it. The bar's motto was, are you fucking kidding me? And it was written all over the bar. This was the bar's motto. And so Jefferson and I each played a song, and he said, are you fucking kidding me? These guys walk in and start playing Irish songs. He said, what kind of whiskey do you like? We didn't say anything soon enough. He said, no problem. We'll start on the left. We'll work our way over to the right. Do you like Smithwick's? I played a song, he played a song, we had some whiskey, we had some Smithwick's deep into the night in Olean, New York. So we're going to try to get something of that vibe going right here in a cyber kind of way. Our road isn't easy, but it's what I choose, and I'm always a winner, and I never lose. Pride in me race, the last of the few, I'm the last of the traveling people. From Belfast to Wexford, from Clare to Tralee, a town with a pub, it's a living for me. I never go easy, but by God I am free. I'm the last of traveling people. I'm the last of traveling people. We're gonna pass it over to Jefferson Hamer over there in Brooklyn, New York, right out of Brooklyn. Thanks for being with us here, Robert Sarazin Blake from the kitchen table. Say hello to Jefferson.
Could we beat the promise just like we did back then? Could the spirit of old 41 ever let us down again? No ship out on the ocean, no message on the wind could ever bridge the miles between us. To you, my far-off friend, we sit and watch the big deals go down on the beach house lawn, and we raise a glass to playing fields, and the orders moved along. A fight song at the halftime, fly over by the plains. Oh, but they won't beat the promise if we had to all the same. Oh, satellites and winning smiles spin the wheels of the world as the road to ruin divides. Down the high gray walls, down the waterfalls, and no one can hear the baby cry. That won't beat the promise like it did in 41, except for maybe Charlie Lindbergh. It was the same for everyone. And I do it for you, brother, or for love or for blood, or the rush across the bedrock with my back against the flood. In a world full of enemies, I'm just glad to call you a friend. So could we beat the promise just like we did back then? beat the promise like we did in 41. If you can lay your life upon it, then it's the same for everyone. Yay! Hi, everybody. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk because this is Robert's show, but my name is Jefferson Hamer, and I'm happy to be joining you from my bedroom. And that's an old song I haven't played in 12 years, at least, because it's hard to know what songs to play nowadays, and I'm not used to performing for my laptop. This is the first time I've done this ever. But I think I might, I wish I had some action figures to set up along my keyboard, and then it would look like a small but enthusiastic audience. But I forgot to do that, so I'm going to have to imagine that that the action figures are there on my keyboard and that they're naked. And I guess I'm going to hand it off to Robert, and I'm going to turn up my monitor over here so I can hear what he says. And I hope you all stay tuned.
Jefferson, of course you can talk. That we like the talking. We like the talking. I thought I'd play something that was something I might have played at Sean Patrick's Irish Bar in Olean. In the heat of the day when sun shines so clearly, met Master Kilby, alive and so gay. Took off my hat and I bowed to the ground. Said, Brother Kilby, oh, where you bound? Bound to the west in hopes to find rest in the arms of my Nancy, all build a new nest. She's the one I adore, she's the queen of my heart. Her skin shines like silver in every part. If I was the master of 10,000 pounds, bright gold and silver on Prince William's crown. Give it all to my Nancy, to my Nancy. We're going to pass it back to Jefferson, and Jefferson, do two this time. We want to hear more from you.
St. William's crown. Come on, you shiny boys, take up your hatchet blade, and as you lay the woodlands low, sing out your serenade. The sycamore once spoke with might, stumble low at your feet, till the bell peals, dinner time, and your working day's complete. Hemlocks never die with ease. They stumble out of life, drunkards dragging off their boots to bed beside their wives. Changing moment when the spirit is set free, when a man becomes a body, and when wood replaces tree. Shanty boys, your axe is high. Oh, you know that moment well, for you alone have felt the trunks and watched the sap dispel. You alone have seen the way Leviathans may fall to lie upon the forest floor. 'Cause one day will we all Thank you. Thank you. I say thank you as if there's anyone to thank. I mean, there might be. Hard to say. That's a song. The words were written by Jenna Rose Nethercott, and I wrote the music. It's called The Shantyman's Tune. I was in Bellingham, where Robert is at the moment, currently. I was out there, seems like a lifetime ago, but it was actually only 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. And I always love going to Bellingham. I've been going for years. And I played a show at the Firefly and played some tunes with Robert's neighbor, upstairs neighbor, Wendy Cole. And I wrote this hornpipe. And Wendy Cole is the only person in the world besides me who knows this hornpipe. In fact, she probably knows it better than I do. Wendy, if I screw it up, please be forgiving. And I'm gonna rename it in honor of Wendy and the people of Bellingham. I'm gonna name this hornpipe Boundary Bay. It had a different name before, but now it's called Boundary Bay. And I'm gonna play Boundary Bay for you now on the mandolin. And then I'm going to go into a very strange tune by the great Donald Lunny, a tune called Fairfield Mirage. And here's a little medley, Boundary Bay and Fairfield Mirage. gotta do that one more time. Oops. All right. One more. Donald Lenny, Fairfield Mirage.
Thank you, Jefferson. Sounded good. Gonna do one and then have you. We'll do one for two. I do one, you do two, because I want to hear so much more from you here, and we all do. And we want you to tell us a little bit about life in Brooklyn at the moment. I can tell you that in Bellingham, we can get out for a lot of walks. It feels really good to get out for a lot of walks. Really feels good. Went out walking for 2 hours 45 yesterday. We'll be able to get out for some walking. Walking is one of my favorite things. And we're going to bring David Penderlofgren out of the technical chair over here to the musical chair. Playing that jig. I think Jefferson was playing a jig there, a hornpipe jig. It reminded me of Jefferson trying to teach me how to play a proper jig time, which I'm still working at, but I am able to play an improper jig time on this tune here by our friend Hank Waddell from Cork City. Not afraid to get it wrong, not afraid to fail. Not afraid of freedom, not afraid of going to jail. Not afraid of slavery, and I'm not afraid of choice. Not afraid of making a decision to use my own voice. But I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid it's true. I'm afraid of you. Not afraid of too much noise, not afraid of silence. Not afraid of death, and I am not afraid of violence. Not afraid of dying, and I'm not afraid of rebirth. Not afraid of dreaming before what it is worth. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid it's true. I'm afraid Not afraid of success, I'm not afraid to sing Hames' song. Not afraid of the darkness, and I'm not afraid of the light. But when I lie alone in my bed, I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid it's you. I'm afraid it's true. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you. But I love you too. I'm afraid it's true. I'm afraid of you. And I gotta play the outro by myself because David has to go back over there to the controls. Back over to J.H., my good friend all the way over there in Red Hook, Brooklyn. Born in a Red Hook, Brooklyn in the year of who knows when, came into this world to the sound of an accordion.
And we're live. That's right. This is Red Hook, Brooklyn, and we are we're not supposed to go outside except for brief moments of exercise, which I've should be taking more advantage of because you can't take that kind of thing for granted. Go outside while you still can. Yeah, what's it like here? I mean, you probably know, or you can guess. I think that we've decided to kind of, I don't know, lockdown. Are we full lockdown, or are we just encouraging social distancing? I don't know. It's a progression. We can still leave the house. I think we can even still leave the city, although certain states you have to report. You have to self quarantine, which is as it should be anyway. I don't know. I don't even really want to talk about it. I haven't really left my house. I've been just cooking and mixing some tracks and reading some books, and time sort of slips away. It just expands to fill the days, and that's okay with me at the moment, until I run out of money. It's I actually don't mind. I don't feel like huge pressure to take advantage of this to do all the things I couldn't do before. I'm kind of just thankful to be healthy at the moment, and thankful for the people who are in the medical profession and who are delivering the mail and who are keeping the grocery stores open and keeping the streets from disintegrating into some scene out of the last episode of Game of Thrones. But it is nice to have a guitar in the hand again. I haven't really been playing any music, and so it's nice to do it again. It's really hard for me to play it without an audience because that's kind of why I play. I do it for two reasons. One, for self-therapy, which I wouldn't want you to have to see that. And the other reason is because I like to play for people and to have a room full of people and share in that energy and that community. This is not the same thing. But if you're still here, thank you. And thank you to Robert for inviting me along on this crazy journey. So I thought maybe I'll try this Richard Farina song, which an old friend sent me years ago, and I forgot I knew it, and I might not, but I'm gonna try anyway. Now is the time for your love indeed, and the time for your company. Now when the light of reason fails and fires burn on the sea, now in this age of confusion, I have need for your company. For once I was free to go roaming in the wind of a springtime mind. Once the light that I sailed upon was sweet as lilac wine. Why are the breezes of summer enlaced with a grim design? For I am the wild and an angry child, I'm the son of an angry land. Now with the wild wars raging, I will offer you my hand. We are the children of darkness, fallen prey to an ill command. For we are the children of darkness, fallen prey to an ill command. Let's get this yoke. And I never wanted to be on television. I always wanted to play rock and roll concerts to lots of people, but I never wanted to be on television. And I still don't. Will she come back? And I kinda doubt it. I feel so lonesome, I'm gonna sing about it. Ain't got no money to win or lose. All I've got are the lonesome banjo blues. No turf or coal for the kitchen fires. It's damp and cold, it might even snow. But I got an easy chair and I got a banjo. Sit by the mirror, play as a duo. Sit by the mirror, play as a duo. been to Asia or to Paraguay, but I got a world atlas, and now I'm far away. I think of my granddad, I think of my brothers, I think of my daddy that tucked us under the covers. I had a relation that took a while to create it. Life was too easy, I had to complicate it. Now I got this picture and I got a banjo. Sit by the mirror, play as a duo. Sit by the mirror, play as a duo. Maybe tomorrow I'll hit the road. It's hard to be sure since I've got nowhere to go. I might find employment, might find enjoyment, might find an armchair and wonder where the time went. I had a darling, it took a while to find her. Why'd I have to be such a restless double-timer? Now I got this banjo and not much to say. Sit by my bedside all alone and play. Sit by my bedside all alone and play. It's a song from Ireland. I wrote that song in Doolin many, many moons ago. Robert, take it away.
Jefferson, we love you. We miss you. You know you're welcome here anytime. I was just chatting with David there while listening to it, and we're doing this because we did it once and it was fun, so we said we'll keep doing it again just to throw it out there. But actually I'm finding it very therapeutic to get to share songs with you in this most unusual of ways. David and I have also started a radio show. Before we got into the TV business, we've gotten into the radio business, and we have a radio show called the Subdued Radio Hour. We're doing this, and that is it's all live recordings from the String Band Jamboree, the Subdued String Band Jamboree, always the second weekend in August. And you can go to it. The podcasts are available. And on the February show, we heavily featured our friend Jefferson and his performance from 09. I believe it was 09 or 8. And it was such a beautiful performance. It's one of my favorite recordings from the Jamboree at all time. So if you want some more Jefferson, go to the Subdued Radio Hour. Check out the show. It's the second Tuesday of the month we go live. But then it's podcast, so it's always available. David's putting out the word there, and he's going to join me for this one. Much like my friend Jefferson, I never had any ambition to be on TV, not like the other Robert Blake. But I did and do have ambition to play rock and roll for large groups of people. I don't think there's anything too wrong with that. Dan Clark requested anything off of Recitative. I'm gonna send this out to the Hudson Valley. And it starts out with a poster. Bob Marley and a spliff. You get a guitar when you get older. You start building your own myth. When the band pulled in the cleat, they're exhausted from the heat. Then I rock out on the highway, biggest mess you'd ever seen. Well, the bass player met a girl in Toledo the night the drummer broke his hand. The fiddle player was pretty convinced she was gonna quit the band. Well, the basement show went off that night. It nearly brought the whole house down. There's no pride like the pride in the eyes of those who make it in the underground. Well, they look like a bunch of failures, unemployed, broken mean. Those with a quick eye could tell they were living the rock and roll dream. Pensacola, Florida, see the dark blue sea. The Yukon down to Texas, back home to the Jamboree. I slept in bars, played in cars, woke up in the snow. Boys like a wet thrash in me. Get on down that road. I know what to say about the cat and curiosity, but I don't drink milk, I drink beer. I'm a man in love with the rock and roll thing. And it starts out with a poster, John Lennon wearing shades. You get a gig when you get older. We even cares about getting paid. By the way, we gotta let you know we're sharing the money tonight with Jefferson, so please send us the bread. We're gonna send him the bread. We're gonna use some of the bread ourselves to make sandwiches. So thanks for sending it in. And if you don't have the bread, don't send us the bread. If you don't have it, don't send it. If you have it, send it. Thanks very much for supporting the music. Who even cares about getting paid? We do it either way, but we need it nonetheless. I was beaten, I was tired, but when the band was drinking Mad Dog 2020 and they were wired. They heckled worse, they patronized, I couldn't take another blow. Only time I ever told anyone, get out of my show. It's not every audience you can bring to the knees. Don't let forget who has a star and roll in your rock and roll dream. Sitting around Boundary Bay on a Tuesday night, the band's back from battle, they're swapping stories of the fight. The van broke down, we didn't make any money. No one came to that show. The old guys got the same old stories. The young eyes always glow. bands in the corner. They play here every week. The drummer gets so drunk, so stoned, that he can't play or when they break into the chorus, we all sing along, 'cause we all know what it means. We all just want another chance at the rock and roll dream. Yeah, Jefferson. And it starts out with a poster, Bob Marley in the split. You get a guitar, got a lot of guitars as you get older. You're hanging on to that old name. Thank you very much. We're going to go back to Jefferson now for a few more songs. Thank you for your contributions. We have been living off of your contributions from this show, so thank you very much. What else? Oh, I also wanted to say that our friend Kristen Allen Zito does a show every Monday night, West Coast time. And tune into her show. She had a Monday night residency at a bar called The Honeymoon here in town. Of course, that's not happening, so she's doing it here on the WWW. And John Elliott, our good buddy John Elliott, does a show in Monday mornings. So tune in to John Elliott Monday mornings. He's doing a big tour this summer. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. And anyways, we want to hear some more from Jefferson because we're loving what you're doing over there in Bourne and Red Hook, Brooklyn.
It's tricky to get the timing right on those transitions. I'm sort of queued up for the last song of the night. I mean, maybe this is the penultimate number. Maybe it's the last song. I don't know. I'm just gonna do this one anyway. Close your eyes, give me your hand. Do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Am I only dreaming, or is this burning an eternal flame? I believe we're meant to be, my darling. I watch you and you were sleeping. You belong to me. Could it be the same? Am I only dreaming? Or is this burning an eternal flame? Say my name, sunshine through the rain. Oh, life's so lonely, then come and ease the pain. I don't want to lose this feeling, no. Say my name, sunshine through the rain. Oh, life's so lonely, then come and ease the pain. I don't want to lose this feeling, no. Close your eyes, give me your hand, my darling. Do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Am I only dreaming, or is this burning an eternal flame? La da da da, la da 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 da. Thank you, Robert. La da 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 da. Thank you, David. Da 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 da. Thank all of you who've tuned in from home tonight. La da 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 da. Under voluntary self-quarantine. La da 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 da. And thank you to the Bangles for writing this song. La da 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 da. Undoubtedly with the help of some talented producer. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. La da 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 da. And thank you to all the engineers who helped to make the song sound great and become a hit on national radio. And thank you to all the listeners in their convertible Ford Mustangs driving around with their dates to drive-in movie theaters when the song was playing, making out, making sweet love even, making this song a timeless cultural masterpiece. Is this burning an eternal flame? Wait, I got one more. Thanks. Oh, an encore? Oh, are you kidding? Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much. Oh, I'd love to. God, what an honor. Absolutely. Absolutely. What? Just let me. Just need a shot of vitamin B12, and I'll get right on it. Yep. Oh, yes, in the butt, please. Yes, that's it. Okay, vitamin B12 shot. Now I'm feeling really strong. I feel like Paul McCartney at the Barclays Center. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, they tell me there's a pie up in the sky waiting for me when I die. But between the day you're born and when you die, they never seem to hear even you cry. So as sure as the sun is gonna shine, I'm gonna get my share of what is mine. And the harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all. Oh, the harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all. Well, the oppressors are trying to keep me down, trying to drive me deep underground. And they think that they have got the battle won. I say forgive them, Lord, they know not what they've done. And 'cause as sure as the sun will shine, I'm gonna get my share of what is mine. Oh, the harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all. Oh, the harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all. Ooh, yeah. And I keep fighting for the things I want, though I know when you're dead that you can't. But I'd rather be a free man in my grave than living as through, as sure as the sun gonna shine, I'm gonna get myself what is mine. Oh, the harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all. Oh, the harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all. Take it, Jimmy. Oh, the harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all. Ooh, yeah, take it, Jerry. Oh, the harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all.
And all of my friends in New York. Oh, now we're to Jefferson. We love you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All of our love here going over to your roommates, Amy, and her boys, and all the musicians in New York. I've been very lucky to be able to feel part of that community, even though I live here in Bellingham. When I'm there, I run into people I know, and I'm blessed to get to go to Mona's for jazz or bluegrass, and get to go to Swift's on Tuesday night to hear yourself and Eamon O'Leary play. So I know we don't have it as bad as you do in New York. So just want all my friends in New York, our heart is going out to you. And my spirits have been raised by you playing for us today, Jefferson. So get some rest. Everybody sleep in. I think there's one message, which is sleep in. I want to do it. I made the pledge for this series I would only do my songs or songs of my friends, but maybe the odd trad tune. And I want to send this out to my buddy Shane down in Portland. He just got married. He had a wedding party that had to be postponed. He was the first person I heard do this tune, but as it turns out, Leonard Cohen did this tune. As it turns out, it was written by a guy named Dan Blakesley. David's going to come back and play with us here. I saw Jesus on the cross on a hill called Calvary. He said, do you hate? I said, do you hate mankind for what they've done to you? He said, talk of love, not hate. Things to do is getting late. We're all little time or old and passing through. Passing through. Passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that we're old and passing through. I saw Adam leave the garden with an apple in his hand. I said, now you're out, what are you gonna do? Plant some crops and play for rain, maybe raise a little cane. Got so little time we're old and passing through. Passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that we're old and passing through. Valley Forge, shivering in the snow. I said, how come men will suffer like they do? Men will suffer and will fight, even die for what is right, even though they know they're old and passing through. Isaac Franklin Roosevelt sighed the night before he died. He said, one world must come out of World War II. Yankee, Russian, black or tan, old man is still a man. We're all on one road, we're old and passing through. Passing through, passing through. I ran into you. Tell the people that were old passing through. Oh, I had to add a few verses, me being me and you being you. I had to add a few verses. Oh, the whales in the sea, running out of things to eat. Eating plastic bottles we threw into the blue. Bellies growing slack, carrying dead young on their back. Not enough salmon passing through. Passing through. Passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that we're old and passing through. We have to remember, even though this pandemic has taken over all our minds and energies, we have maybe 10 years to cut the carbon in the world so that there will be a future for our children and grandchildren. Whoa. Not sure how we're going to do it. I heard Bill McKibben speak about the melting ice cap. I felt weak. I said, Bill, is there still something we can do? He said, we gotta keep on trying to reduce what we use by two. Don't want to ruin it for the next one's passing through. Passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that we're old and passing through. And yet a new verse for the moment. Because I need to eat, I go shopping once a week. Wash my hands before I go in when I'm through. I feel as healthy as a horse, but I've been wrong before, of course. Don't want to leave one for the next one passing through. Passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that we're old and passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. I'd say nearly everybody listening right now is someone I've run into but known personally at one point or another. So I say thank you for your friendship. Thanks for tuning in. We got a few more songs. It's not the end of the show. We're just passing through. That's David Penderloff. Can put your hands together out there. He's running all the tech, and he is also playing the bow run like none other. Take a bow for the people. Take a bow. He's my friend, and he is your drummer tonight. Glad to have him playing tunes with me in my life. We went to Ireland this spring, back when it was normal. We felt grateful, but now we feel even more grateful that we got to go to Ireland. Play music for our friends. Go down to Ballydehob, to Levis's pub. Go to Mullingar. Go to Cork City. Of course, we're grateful for the places we go nearby too, like Astoria, where the New Zealanders flock when they come here on vacation. Sometimes we go down to San Francisco, see our good friend John Elliott down there. He's going to be a guest on the show pretty soon. We were thinking we were going to do the show maybe once, maybe twice. Now it's looking like we're going to be doing it every Sunday for a while. Not sure about this time, you know, Sir Elton got in the way of our usual time. Glad you're with us. Going to bring you one by my good buddy, John Elliott. Thank you, Jefferson, once again for being on the show. And please throw some bucks in the digital tip jar, and we're going to be spreading those around to Jefferson. Thanking him for his wonderful music. Met him on the streets of New York. John Elliott I met down in Austin, Texas at the tail end of the Kerrville Folk Festival. I'm not sure if there's going to be a Kerrville or not, but I do know John was booked to play it this year, which is one of my life goals. One life dream to play that festival. I love that festival. I'm a better person for going to that festival for 10 years. You're going to sing along on this one if you're at home, and you are. Open up your window so they can hear you sing. A song by the great John Elliott of San Francisco. It gets bad, but it gets better. Call it craziness, call it the weather. We can make it through if we laugh at it together. It gets bad, but it gets better. I know you didn't sing along the first time there because you've never heard the song before, unless you're a John Elliott fan, and if you are, I do tip my hat to you. But the thing about a chorus is it keeps coming around. You got lost when your mom got sick, prescription pills and therapists. Your mom got worse, she didn't make it. After years and years and hours, you visit her grave with her favorite flowers. You talk to her, and she listens. You had the worst of God and men. You swore you'd never love again. Your friend said you don't have kids, your friends all do. You wonder what is wrong with you. While they're stuck at home, you're free to go. Save up some cash and hit the road. Quit your job, who knows? Buy a ticket someplace far. 'Cause it gets bad, but it gets better. Call it craziness, call it the weather. We can make it through if we laugh at it together. It gets bad, but it gets better. Another politician making noise, another bad guy hanging out with the bad boys. Lives destroyed, damage done, bombs deployed, more to come. Poison in the earth and air. Men in charge who just don't care. Men in charge with thinning hair. Soon they'll all be dead. When the market crashed, you had a big bad loan. You lost your job, you lost your home. You wound up here, alone and broken. But you found a new place and a good gig too, with a better boss and more time for you. Last week in line, you met someone new. There's a lot 11 years can do. 'Cause it gets bad, I'm listening to you, but it gets better. Call it Corona, call it the nice. We can make it through if we laugh at it together. It gets bad, then it gets bad again, I know. Darkness comes and darkness grows. Sometimes darkness never goes, and goodness loses. But somewhere else it's dawn again, and on it never ends, till the sun blows up in a great big ball and swallows us all. But even then it just might be we're living in a different galaxy. We might get to watch it on our phones all together and all alone. Rome rose up, Rome fell down. The mines lost to the Spanish crown. The Incans were the best around. The Spanish beat them too. And Spain declined and France declined. Then we had a world war, 16 million dead and more. We said we'd never do it again. Yeah, world peace was a world goal, till The Nazis tried to take control. The Nazis lost to the USA and Russia, who saved the day. But Stalin really went to town. You know the States were great unless your face was brown. There were world powers, atom bombs, summer of love, Beatles songs, 9/11 terrorists. No mention of Africa in any of this. A child born, a baby missed, a funeral and a wedding kiss. Are you ready? 'Cause it gets, but it gets better. Call it Corona, call it the weather. We can make it through if we laugh at it together. It gets bad, but it gets better. We're gonna keep on doing this. I want you to open your windows. I want your neighbors to hear you singing this. I want you to sing it in your room. We're singing this together. You aren't alone. You're together. We're singing this right now together. I know it might seem a little weird. It might seem a little cheesy or something, but come on, man, get into it. We were born to make noises out of our mouths. It gets bad, but it gets... Very nice, San Francisco. Call it craziness, call it Corona, call it the weather. We can, if we laugh at it together, it gets bad. But it, all right, just the left side of the room. People are really wondering what that means, aren't they? Call it craziness, call it the weather. Just the ladies, just the men, just the people in between. It gets bad, but it gets better. Song by John Elliott there. He'll be doing his show every Monday at 11 a.m. West Coast time. He's sheltering in place in the most beautiful city in the world, at least in the United States, that I've ever been to, San Francisco. As Van Morrison says, I can hear the fireworks over San Francisco Bay. We're going to run a little bit over because they're doing two more. We're going to bring David back up here to do one together. Thanks everybody for being here. Hope you're having a good time. I'm having a good time. Jefferson Hamer all the way from Brooklyn. Chris and Alan Zito's got a show tomorrow night. Every time I turn on my Facebook, someone's having a show. It's kind of cool. But the truth of the matter is, I also need to get some reading done. So I hope you are also getting your reading done. I'm reading A Path Between the Seas because I'm the kind of guy who reads dry historical nonfiction. So that just happens to be the kind of guy I am. Or I'm trying to become in this time. Shout out to Rob and April down there in Oregon. John Longcore, if you're in the house. We're moving slightly northward to Portland, Oregon. Request in from Mark and Britt. The little disappointments we swallow, most often we chose to ignore. Obligations we employ to keep us moving. And for my Aunt Nancy, the little disappointments we swallow, they get bigger put together. No children, no books, never left, never stayed. Our lives and our minds, they look so good one time. But our lives that we lead, they look nothing like it. The little disappointments you swallow. I'm better not to even dream, but all that remains is an embarrassed old scheme from the Cape, a good hope to a meadow in Mallow. We walk every day, we envelop in shadow, a little disappointment. jog a log miles, keep our eyes on the road. Wake up, we beat the pros. We keep our chins up high, keep the cups washed and dried. When the weight lurks in corner, the occasion finds us. The weight, 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 the weight. We swallow, they get bitter in our bellies, give us aches and pains, they can mix up with our memories, they make us want to stop eating, or at least stop believing that the little disappointments we swallow are something our bodies can handle. The little disappointments we swallow, they gather like the birds running south, picking up on us, watch the air from our dry mouths, feel the weight of our bodies, close to the weight of the air. Those stories we've been avoiding, pretending are not there. The little disappointments we swallow, little lies we keep to ourselves. Bodies lay unsatisfied, television on the book, shelves of water in the air, a climb mountain still there. Highly crooked formation, woman, man, earth and nation, lost limbs, reputations, unknown constellations, all of Israel's invasions, all of Israel's invasions, all of Israel's invasions. Our hearts go out to all the people in Palestine who are living with subpar medical health care right now, and everybody else who's suffering. All of Israel's invasions. Got to learn how to love all of the little disappointments you swallow. David Penderlofkin right there. Thank you. Gonna leave you with the same song we left you with last week. Any comments, anything we need to look into here before we wrap it up?
A lot.
All right. I'll look at the comments later, and if there's some requests in there that we didn't get to this week, we'll get to them next week. Not sure who the guest is next week, but we're going to do this every Sunday as long as we're all in our little places, getting our reading done, trying to do our calisthenics on our own, trying to eat a little better, you know, as an opportunity, right, to make some changes that were otherwise hard to make. We got a candle for those we've lost, we got a candle for those who are suffering, and we got a candle up here of hope and gratitude. I'm grateful for the chance to get to play these songs, and I hope you dig. We'll see you next week. And I'm grateful for the fact that your window is still open from that last sing-along, and you're going to sing along now, and the neighbors are going to hear you, and they're going to like it, you know what I mean? Because it's great to see you. Just thought you were dead. Did you come back to life? Did you get out of your bed? It's great to see you. Was that your ghost? We thought you were gone. Burnt toast, it's great to see you. Whisper nothing, sing softly on your ear. Try not to cut short the moment that's here. Shadow it might be, the feeling's clear. I couldn't ask for anything more. It's all about the times we share. Are you singing? It's we share. weren't singing, I gotta let you know, you'll feel better if you do. It's great to see you. Are you gonna stay? Are you here for the long night? Are you leaving at the break of day? It's great to see you. Yeah, it's true. It's great to see you. It's great to be near you. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. Song by Hank Waddell in Cork City. Go see him every Monday night at Charlie's. It's all about the times we share. I can hear you all the way from Arizona. It's we share. We'll see you next Sunday. Thanks to Jefferson for being on the show. And as always, to David Penderloffman for making it work. See you next time.